Namaskar. Welcome to Bharat, the Blissful Wisdom. In this video, a continuation to our previous video on Satya Yug, a beautiful Satya Yug. In this video, I would like to share with you all my views on how human race slipped from that blissful Satya Yug to misery-filled Kali Yug. Traveling through the pages of history will give solution to the problem and accurate answer to thousands of questions that echo perennially from the intellectuals and enthusiastic youth of the world. Dive into the ocean of history to reach Satya Yug. Access and assess critically how the human race slipped step by step from the state of divine bliss with false belief of joy and happiness in the material world, and how much time was wasted unnecessarily by the people. Journey towards divine bliss is called Bharatiyam. The destiny is Satya Yug. The target to be achieved is enlightenment, the blissful state in this journey. Man gradually slipped into another track in life journey, ending the glorious period of Satya Yug. Now what happened after the end of Satya Yug? Ego became the boss. The mind and senses became army to ego. Man gradually lost his hold on mind and mind became very powerful. And mind is promoted to the state of master of man, and man transformed into slave to mind and senses. The process of decline continued till now, and it reached the peak state. When mind is allowed to act on its own, it creates millions of conflicting thoughts and put the wisdom of man in a confused chaos. The limitless hunger of senses creates unending desires. In the process of satisfying desires, new concepts such as greed, fear, jealousy, anger, etc. all are developed. Their side effects are violence, cheating, killing, including all unethical acts. All these are children and grandchildren of mind and senses. All these work to protect the demon, the only enemy of man, called ego. Swami Lakshman Jew, a famous author who wrote an excellent book on Kashmir Saivism, says so beautifully, the person who is dependent on his senses is not able to protect himself. So, how could he possibly protect others? That is the state of man who is slave to senses. Today, senses are ruling the modern world. Man's wisdom is in the whirlpool of chaos, and the true self, the core of man, is submerged under the layers of desires, greed, jealous, anger, ego, etc. Over several births, these layers are becoming stronger and stronger, and the true self is totally covered under these layers. The distance between man and his core is widened to such an extent that man completely forgot that there is self in his inner space, and he is now strongly believing that this body and this mind system are his true identity. If man is able to reach his core or his true self, all problems will be solved. But how to reach? Is it really true? Can anybody prove it in any laboratory? These are the questions generally we all raise. Yes, very strong yes, it is possible, and it is proved by all the rishis. If these layers are melted or removed or destroyed, man can find his core within himself. That state is called realization of self or enlightenment. Indian spirituality originated from the root of enlightenment. Thus, Sanatana Dharma is not a religion. Please understand, Sanatana Dharma is not a religion but science, pure science and technology of Enlightenment. Fortunately, India has an unbroken lineage of enlightened masters till date. That's why Indians are the most fortunate group on the planet Earth because of this unbroken lineage of enlightened masters. They are able to transfer the life science, the living art of Satya Yug in its original form to today's mankind in different ways. The masters were successful in retaining the content and technology of Satya Yug and its life, but kept that in the form of seed. The socio-economic and cultural India was designed and built by those rishis and enlightened masters of post-Satya Yuga period on the basis of self-realization. Thus, every social, cultural and economic activity is designed by rishis in such a way that they direct ordinary people towards enlightenment. You take example of anything, Indian dance, music, art, literature, including the entire ancient literary work, or ordinary commercial business or socio-cultural activities, including marriage, family life, everything is built around the concept of enlightenment. Just you make a study, you will understand this. Actually, Vedas were given to the world after the entry of senses and mind into the safe zone of man. Vedas were taught to bring back the human race towards path of spirituality and remind them the ultimate goal, the enlightenment. The surprising feature of the voluminous literature is that the voluminous literature of ancient India is that all these volumes and pages and millions of slokas, all these books, they show only one point, that is enlightenment. Thus, there are millions of paths to reach the destiny, that is Satya Yug. That is one world for entire human race. If one path or one technique is mastered, it takes us to the state of Satya Yug. What the Satya Yug says to us, what is its message to the world? Understand clearly. You are the cosmic energy. All living and non-living things are also cosmic energy. Thus, you, all others, the cosmic energy, all are same. If you realize it and experience it, you will be a divine being. This is what Sanatana Dharma holds. This is the reason why if a person hurts others or other being, that person who hurt others experiences a great misery because the other being and he are the same. If a person does something good to others, his joy is tremendous because he and the receiver are same. This is the message of Satya Yug, the ultimate solution to all the problems. That's all in this video. God bless you. Namaskar.